with corn tortillas. And instead of giving you all the directions and ingredients for the tortillas, I'm just going to link you below to the recipe video from the vegan zombie. I followed the recipe basically to the T, so there's no point repeating that. Also, I know a lot of people probably don't want to make their own corn tortillas, so obviously you could buy those. Personally, I just make my own because it is so hard to find corn tortillas in the store that are just corn, water, and maybe some lime. Like, every single one seems to have like 20 ingredients, and a lot of times they even add gluten to them just to make it bind better and stuff. It's just ridiculous. So make your own, or if you can't make your own and you have a Trader Joe's near you, definitely check them out because they do have corn tortillas with just a few ingredients. So I definitely would recommend those. And if you don't want corn tortillas, obviously use whatever tortilla you prefer. So yeah, this is just how I'm making them. And it's not too hard to make. It's kind of, a little tricky. It takes a little getting used to because the corn obviously doesn't bind the same way that, a glutinous grain would. So the water takes like a little playing around with, and I found that just having that spray bottle of water really helped me out. But it wasn't too hard. I would recommend, though, if you are going to make corn tortillas on a regular basis, to invest in a tortilla press, because it is just so much faster, let alone easier, to use the press instead of having to roll every single one out and, try not to make it crack and this, that, the other. So I would definitely recommend getting one of those. And on Amazon, they're not too expensive. It's like $20. So for the tacos, you're going to want to cut up one medium-sized eggplant, a bell pepper, a few handfuls of kale, and a handful of mushrooms. You might want to salt the eggplant before you dice it to extract the bitterness. So the first step is just to steam the eggplant for about 5 minutes in a small amount of water in a nonstick pan. And that's just to start bringing out the natural sweetness of the eggplant and to soften it up. I do this first also because if you put the kale and everything else in too early, it just breaks down too much, and I want everything to have a nice texture. I don't want things to be too soft, but it definitely helps for the eggplant to be one of the softest ingredients in this mix, whereas I kind of rely more on the peppers to add a little bite. So now that the eggplant has been steaming, and I did stir while it was doing that, I'm going to just add the peppers and cook those down a bit. And then after those get soft, after about maybe 5 minutes, then add in the kale and the mushrooms. This is also a good time to add the lime juice, and that's a full lime's worth. You don't want to add that too early because a lot of people don't know this, but the citric acid in the lime can actually prevent your vegetables from softening. So try to add that at the end of your recipe. And the only other thing that I used to season this was about a half a cup of mild salsa, but you can use as spicy or not spicy as you like. And you can also use cumin or whatever spices you like. So here they are. They smell great. They're very colorful, and I would definitely recommend sharing them with guests. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment and please subscribe.